Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So today it's time to finish up this build on my BMW K1600 GT. Finally gonna finish up the transformation and make what I call a great rally bike or long distance touring motorcycle. Take a look at what we got going on today. Alright, so I'm doing Clearwater lights. This bike will only have Erica's and a half Billy taillight. My power distribution module, I've already built my leads for my GPSs. I do use the OEM BMW ends, so they'll click right on, come off, so I've already pre-built those. And then my auxiliary fuel tank came back from the powder coaters, so that's ready to go. I planned this out so I could try to only take the bike apart once, do all my wiring and lights and everything at the same time. So that's why I've kind of delayed doing all this. I think I have everything now to do what I think is going to be one last big massive build out. So enough talk, let's get to it. Let's get this bike apart and get it finished up so we can ride. All right, before we start, just one last look. This is what it started with.
And I got one with shrimp on it?
No, some people allergic to shrimp.
Custom t-shirts.
Let's get to the build.
You're on your way though, man. Stop those chicken shooters. Oh, got another epic on the road. Okay. So, hey, I love going to bed because you don't have to worry about the future of this school, right? No, we're in good hands. The talent is unbelievable. And they're guys like this. I mean, I went on this class. But they're about to go to the SMX, right? Yes, the next class, the top 12 finishers will get the
Okay, day 2 of the BMW K1600 GT bike build. Let me show you where we're at. I ran all my wiring from here. Here's my 2 leads for my GPSs, and this is the wiring for the Clearwater lights. I ran everything through here. Fuel tank line is run. That still has to be plumbed in over here. I have my power distribution module that's wired in. Currently only has the 2 leads for the GPSs. I'll do the heated gear here quickly. All I need to do is sort out the lights, the power and ground, make sure everything's right. Finish up the plumbing on the tank, and then work on mounting my Pelican case. All right, let me get back at it. Okay, let me show you what we've got. Everything's buttoned back up. I mounted the lights up high. The rest of it you can't really see. Fuel tank's all mounted. That is not mounted, that's just sitting there. That's what the blue tape is for, just looking at it. I ran my fuel line. I actually drilled a hole and ran the fuel line through, and it's tucked in, super clean, super neat. The Denali PDM works phenomenal. So here's what we got. That's why you ride a K1600. Hear that? And everything will power off. So all my lights work. there you have it. I'm gonna guess probably 8 hours in the whole thing. All I have to do is drill my holes. I'll take the top plate off here, drill my holes, and bolt my box to it. I was toying with the removable piece, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think that looks clean. It's smaller than what I'm used to, but I think it fits. And we'll watch. This will power off. There you go. Boom, boom. Everything works like it should. Save yourself a lot of money by doing it yourself. All right. Build is far enough now. It's time to ride. So let's get ready. All right. So like I said, that wraps up. That is the biggest portion of my build. Wiring has never been my friend, but that Denali PDM was very easy. Thanks to the guy that spoke up on my last video when I compared that versus a Easy Can and told him about the red and black wire. Worked perfect. Clearwater lights, they're just simple. Plug and play. Routing everything, a little difficult, but what do you expect, right? So doing it myself. Little intimidated by pulling that big thing apart. There's a lot of bolts, a lot of plastic. I mean, it's a lot. It took me a couple hours to get it apart. That's okay. Couple hours, put it back together. 3 or 4 hours worth of running and thinking and make sure I was doing it right. So maybe I'm 8 hours in the whole thing. I know my local BMW dealer said it'd be 5 to 6 hours just for the Clearwater lights, and they charge 165 bucks an hour. So I saved myself a ton of money. I soldered everything, used heat shrink tubing, and then used another layer if they were 2 wires next to each other. So I heat shrank them individually and then together. So it's as protected as much as it can be for failures. So next big thing is gotta ride it. Let's go make sure everything works. Everything works in the garage, and the placement of everything's where I want it. Still have to drill and tap my plate to mount the Pelican case. I'll do that tonight. And then I think next weekend, I think we're gonna do a BBG. All right, so I appreciate you watching. Maybe you learned something out of that. If you have any questions, comments, I'll put the link in the description of the parts I used and how I did it. All right, I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Be safe.